So here we are, guys. This is the Yongnuo 85 1.8 on the camera in the streets. I thought it would be a little bit more interesting to show you guys this lens in action on the streets versus sitting and talking about this lens for 10 minutes in a video. I never really find that helpful. I just want to see what photos look like coming out of this lens. So with that said, I am walking around the streets and neighborhoods of Manhattan Beach today. It's about 3 p.m. Saturday. It's very beautiful weather, and we're just gonna walk around, and I'm gonna start off taking some photos with this thing using some higher apertures like f8, f11, because we still have a lot of sunlight, and I don't really like the ND filter that I bought for this filter thread. It kind of gives like a green cast to things, so I just want to wait for the light to kind of go down before I start to do some 1.8 or f2. So yeah, let's take a walk around and see what kind of gems we can find. Oh dude, you gotta be kidding me. I swear to God, every time I go out, I find what I'm looking for. I don't know if it's like the energy that I put off, but that's a scene that I'm like always looking for. And see, if you don't walk around, you're never gonna find it. So let's see what kind of photos we can get of this thing. I'm telling you guys, this lens is really, really sharp. I might be able to use F1.8 here. Gotta say, I get pretty obsessed when I see an old school Porsche in the wild. I took way too many photos of that thing. But so guys, as I kind of mentioned in the intro, I am really happy with this lens. Look how small it is for an 85. Like, this is very, very narrow for an 85. And as a street photographer, like, this is what I'm looking for. The lens doesn't necessarily have to be the lightest in the world, because I want to have actually a good balance between body and lens. So if the lens is too light, then it ends up not really feeling that good. I also do really appreciate the autofocus main focus button, along with the custom button, which I don't use because most of my lenses never had one. The one thing I will say is I'm missing this action. This lens would have been a 10 out of 10 if it had an aperture ring. I really like aperture rings. They just add another dimension of analog feel to the camera. So if this lens had that, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Because it doesn't, I would give it a 9 out of 10, because it's better than every other option you can buy. All right, so we're gonna shoot another photo here at f1.8. Just gotta take what you can get right now. If you guys have been watching my channel for some time now, you know that I really like classic cars, because in an age where things have gotten very modern, the modern cars have lost sort of their touch, their feel. They've become very robotic, and I feel like this is why people are drawn to things that are, classic or analog. So I tend to shoot that a lot, because one day they'll disappear and it's gonna be a very sad day. So the plan is to basically kind of walk around some of these neighborhoods, get some still shots, and then we're gonna really test the autofocus by going closer to the pier and the beach, see if there's any surfers out, see what we can catch in action. But I can already tell you that the autofocus speed is great. I haven't missed a single shot in the first test photos that I did. Pretty cool scene. guys, as we finish up the video here, because as you can see it's getting close to sunset, it is pretty sweet. It's Porsche heaven. Got one there, another one there, and one down there. I'm trying to be stealthy about this one. Shoot it at F1.8. What I like about the 85 is you can just be like so far away from your subject and compose it like pretty nicely. See if we can get this Mercedes over here too. It looks pretty cool. It's like the perfect distance, like being right across the street. Oh yeah, looks great. First things first, I want to say a massive thank you to Yongnuo for sending out this lens. They really liked my street photography, so they contacted me and asked if I wanted to try out this lens at no cost. And of course, I said yes because it looked like a very intriguing lens. But I do want to mention that they have absolutely no say in this video. They didn't even get to see it before I posted it. So all the thoughts in this video are my own. If you guys have ever seen my channel before, you know that I'm a street photographer based out of California. And street photography is sort of my genre, my niche of photography that I like to do. So everything I'm going to say about this lens relates back to the art of street photography. Now, I make a really bold statement when I say that this is the best 85mm for street photography. And guys, the reason I say that is because as a street photographer, your goal is to go out and capture photos without sort of influencing the situation or the composition. And I feel that as a street photographer, the lenses you choose can make the biggest difference in whether or not your photo or composition is affected. So when I say that this lens is the best for street photography, I look at it from a size perspective. So that is basically the main point I want to make about this lens, and I'm specifically going to look at the filter thread diameter. And what makes this Yongnuo quite spectacular in my opinion is the filter size diameter. It comes in at 58mm. Now, to give you guys a sort of comparison, I'm going to pick two other lenses that are sort of in the same price range and size range. So just to give you guys an idea, we have the Viltrox 85, which has a 72mm diameter. That lens is 484 grams at $399. Then we have the Sony 85, which has been around for a long time, which is 67mm diameter, 371 grams and $598. Then we have an absolute beast of a lens, the Yongnuo 85mm, the one I'm reviewing in this video, coming in at 58mm in diameter, 385 grams for a sale price of $293. I'm honestly blown away by how they can make an 85 1.8 with a 58mm diameter. It's crazy to think about because it's such a compact lens. And to give you guys an idea, I'm going to show you it next to my Sigma 90mm f2.8, which I've done several videos on. and that lens in itself is very, very compact. But this one next to it is not that much bigger, and you have a 1.8. The Sigma is a 2.8, and that's what really makes it small, but to have a 1.8 that's not that much bigger or heavier is insane. The Yongnuo is as sharp, if not sharper in certain scenarios than the Sigma. Considering the Sigma is like a $700 lens and the Yongnuo is like less than 300, that is a pretty good value, and that just kind of goes back to why I think this is one of the best 85 millimeters you can buy. Now, as you guys know, I'm a street photographer and not like this tech nerd guy who goes over every single tech spec of the lens, you know, and looks at corner sharpness and chromatic aberration. I'm gonna leave that to the guys who do that on their YouTube channel. I really just want to show people how the lens works, you know, in the real world. What do the images look like coming out of it, and really try to just replicate what the experience would be if you had bought the lens yourself. One thing that many people leave out when they're reviewing lenses is they don't really recommend whether or not you should buy it. And again, that is kind of a personal thing. But when it comes down to it, I really think that if you don't own an 85 and you're in the market for something really sharp, really compact, and a great lens for street photography, I would highly recommend that you buy this 85mm from Yongnuo. And I'm not just saying that because they sent me this lens for free. Like, I genuinely think that this lens is worth it. And it's funny because they sent me this lens like right after I bought the Sigma 90mm, and I was like, oh, should I sell my Sigma, you know? But the thing was that this lens wasn't out when I was trying to buy you know, an 85 or a 90mm. So that's why I went with the Sigma, because that was like the most compact, you know, lens out there. But now they come out with this lens, and I'm like, yo, if they had come out with this like 2 months prior, I probably would have pulled the trigger on this Yongnuo over the Sigma. Now that's kind of a whole another conversation, you know, 1.8 versus 2.8. I'm not going to go over that in this video. That should be something that you should figure out for yourself. But you can always go back and watch my videos on the 90 and just see if, you know, a 2.8 would be good for you. But I have no doubt in my mind that if you buy this lens, it's going to be an absolute gem in your lens lineup. Like, it's so good. The last thing I want to say before you guys go is, if you like the colors, you know, the look of the photos in this video, they were all edited with my new preset packs, which are on my website. I'll leave a link down below. There will also be several links down below leading you to this lens so that you can check it out for yourself and maybe buy it. Of course, I would always appreciate if you could hit the like button, and if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.